Okay, an update on the painting. I went back and resprayed my base color and then remixed this blue because it was just a little too dark. So I went and painted all the pieces and the panels on both the front and the back of the main body. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black brush pen and I'm going to paint the inside of this back panel here and then redo the insides of my gun turrets and the insides of my ion engines. I'm getting ready to put in my fiber optics for my ion engines, but I wanted to go ahead and put a little bit of black pastel around the engines just to show a little bit of exhaust, a little dirt and grime, because it's easier to do that before you put your fiber optics in there. That way you get nice clean lines. So I'm going to put the fiber optics in there and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I trimmed my fiber optics down and I inserted them into the holes. And I took some canopy glue with a toothpick and daubed it inside the hole. So I'm going to let that dry, and then once it's dry and the fiber optics are secure, then I'll be able to take my SMDs and glue them in, and I'll glue those using 5-minute epoxy. I went through all my lighting stuff and I found some SMDs that I didn't think I had. And I have some colored ones. This is a red one here, this little SMD right here. And I've channeled out a little spot here on the back of the control sticks for steering the ship. And I chiseled out just enough to be able to glue in my SMD right here. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I've done a little test fit here, put my cockpit stuff together, and I have my little LED mounted in here, which, remember, it's behind this little control panel here. So let's turn it on and see what we get. Alright. Yeah, I wanted it shining up from the bottom because that kind of gives it an evil feel. Just like when you're a kid and you shine a flashlight under your chin when you tell ghost stories. So this is going to work. I think this is just enough in there to give it a nice little glow. Okay, I've super glued my SMDs into the slots I created for them here in the back. I will have to put some tulip in there to light block it, but I am getting the effect that I wanted on my ion engines. Looks awesome. Okay, I put some tulip in the back of these. I just wanted to show you guys it does block the light. So now there's no light escaping from the back. And we still have our good strong light coming out for the ion engines. Finishing up the inside of the cockpit, I put all the decals on the inside side walls of the cockpit, and then I put the 2 Empire insignias on each side of the helmet of the pilot. The back here of the cockpit, I applied some Model Air chrome using a toothpick. So now I'm ready to spray my pilot gloss, and then I'm going to spray the inside of the cockpit and the seat and controls, I want to spray those with a satin, and then I'll put it together and connect the light so you can see what it looks like with everything inside with the red light. Okay, I've test fitted the cockpit together because I still have to put in the LED for the lasers. But I got my pilot painted in gloss, everything else is in satin. I've got it hooked up to a battery here, so let's see what it looks like. There we go. I tried to simulate it as best I could as to what you see in A New Hope. And actually I think it came out pretty good. Maybe it could be a little brighter, but I'm happy with the way it is. It's going to look good. Okay, I've got my fiber optics hooked up to my LED. These don't need resistors because there's a resistor on the power source. So now all I need to do is put some tulip all on here to light block out that light. So I'll do that and come back and show you what it looks like. There. Now with the tulip on there, it's all light blocked. And I'm getting my lasers. Perfect. I've glued my cockpit together and the outer shell pieces, so the whole main body is done, and I've glued my rod in place. All my wires are coming through. So now I'm going to do the little bit of weathering. The Empire ships were always a little bit cleaner because they had more money and they were newer. So I'm going to do some little bit of weathering on there, and then do some weathering on my solar panels here. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Well, while I was putting everything together, got everything wired, everything hooked up, my inside red light burned out. I'm not exactly sure what's happened, but it burned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild it. I have another one, so I'm going to rebuild it, and that's probably going to be part 3, because obviously if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to make some modifications and do some things a little bit different. Everything does work as far as the ion engines, and of course the front lasers there. But it was the one light that I didn't burn test, so it just goes to show you that you should burn test all of your lights just to make sure that they're not going to burn out, because most of them, if they're going to burn out, they're going to burn out, you know, within the first couple of hours. Anyway, like I said, part 3 is going to be whatever updates, and I'm going to head and start the next kit, which is going to be the X-Wing. So I'm going to do both of them at the same time. So I'll get the tie finished and upload part 3, and then the finale, and then I'll upload part 1 for the X-Wing. But you can definitely see what it's going to look like. It is going to look good. The idea was valid, and I have to have the red light in there. It's just me. It's what I want in there, so I'll just rebuild it and make it right. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I will see you for part 3 with a whole new TIE fighter.